We're audio, we're visible, I hope, and it's probably just the wind.
All right, let's do it.
And a happy Good Friday to all of you out there. Thank you for joining us here for Manhattanville non-conference women's lacrosse action this afternoon. As the 3-4 Valiants are set to do battle with the 3-3 Western Connecticut State Colonials out of the Little East Conference. Valiants again coming in 3-4 by virtue of a 19-9 win over Alvernia on Tuesday afternoon right here at GoValiants.com field. The Valiants a few more games before conference play starts on April 7th against Kings. And one last non-conference tune-up on the road at Rutgers University Camden, scheduled for April 4th at 5 p.m. But again, on this Good Friday, the second of a back-to-back homestand for the Valiants. We are just minutes away here from the start of play against the Colonials. And as Mike Puglisi joins me now, Mike, the Valiants have been essentially a three-headed monster this season with Carly Weiss, Melissa O'Mara, and Jenna Nance.
Yeah, absolutely. Jenna Nance Melissa O'Mara in the last game, 7 goals. Carly Weiss, 4 goals, 3 assists. And they just, like you said, been firing on all cylinders virtually the entire season. And particularly O'Mara as a freshman coming in and leading the team in goals so far with 30. And Carly Weiss right behind her with 29, but right up there in the team lead in points as well.
Those two have traded the point and goals leads throughout the season. And Nance with 20 goals and 8 assists. By no means a formality and a foregone conclusion on her front, doing her part as well. As for the Colonials, again coming in 3-3. And a bit of a three-headed monster themselves with Lauren Bradshaw, Brooke Baldelli, and Caroline Galligan, Mike.
Yeah, those three, and talk about Bradshaw, again, leads the team in points, 30 goals, 13 assists. She's been best offensive player for them this year and won 2 of their last 3, but dropped their most recent game against Farmingdale State by a score of 16-6. So they, again, will be looking to get back on the winning track today.
These two teams coming in having split all 8 of their meetings all time, 4 aside. WestCon taking the last 2 meetings in 2013 and 2015. As we are just moments away from the introduction of starting lineups and the national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to
We'll get you quickly the Manhattanville starters. Starts with Haley DeStasio, a 5'1" freshman out of West Hempstead, New York, joined by Jennifer Machin, member of the Manhattanville women's hockey team. Machin, a 5'3" senior out of Brunswick, Maine. O'Mara, we mentioned, the freshman out of Huntington, New York. Jenna Nance, the senior out of Glendale, California. Lexi DeLeo, the Meriden, Connecticut sophomore, joining the midfield starters this afternoon. Rosie DeBellis, another freshman, one of 10 on this Manhattanville team, out of Poughkeepsie, New York. Christina Leva, one of the 6 seniors in the starting lineup as well. Leva, the 5-foot attack out of Hawthorne, New York, joined by Alyssa Skanga, a 5'4" senior defender out of Mayapack, New York. Bella Constantino, 5-foot freshman out of Washingtonville, New York, joined in the midfield, along with Madison Gino, another women's hockey player here in Manhattanville, out of Ithaca, New York. The aforementioned Weiss, the mid-slash attack, also out of Mayapack. And Bella Marchicelli back after missing a few games starting today. Marchicelli playing the second half of that 19-9 win over Alvernia. Alex Breen playing well in relief duty over the last couple games. Breen playing now 330 minutes on the season with a 14.36 goals against average. And Mike, do you have the WestCon starters?
We do. They are, as everybody can see on their screen, we have at attack Brooke Baldelli, Amber Andrews, Molly Morrison, and as we mentioned before, Lauren Bradshaw, the team leader in goals and points for WestCon. We have Morgan Moore, Kayla Rotolo, and Molly Gallagher in the midfield, and on the back end defending is Michaela Ramos, Erica Henkel, Mackenzie Kaiser, and Samantha Lawler. And in goal will be number 99, Jennifer Sawicki, a freshman from Westbury, New York.
10 freshmen for the WestCon team as well. The Valiants, a little more experience though. Colonials with 3 sophomores, 5 juniors, and 0 seniors. Valiants coming in with 6 seniors, 2 juniors, and 4 sophomores, joining those 10 freshmen for first-year head coach Jen Nardi. So Colonials' Jennifer Thomas in her 3rd season. So a Jen versus Jen coaching matchup this afternoon from GoValiants.com field. First of 2 home games this afternoon for Manhattanville as the Valiants baseball team set for a 2 o'clock game against MAC Freedom foe FDU Florham. And again, the Manhattanville softball team, a double header scheduled for tomorrow against the Devils, as we will step aside for the national anthem. And we are back here, GoValiants.com field. Manhattanville WestCon field hockey just moments away from starting on this Good Friday from Purchase, New York. A cold, windy afternoon, but so far, the rain holding off. And I do mean so far. We are in the Northeast, so...
And we do have a 10.
And you blink and things change. We are under a 10 here from atop the press box at GoValiants.com field. So again, hoping that the rain holds off for both baseball and softball this weekend, as the spring weather, or winter and now spring weather, has already caused a number of postponements for both the baseball and softball teams this year. So getting these conference games in this weekend extremely crucial for Manhattanville. Again, quickly before the opening draw, we mentioned the 3-headed monsters for both teams. Weiss and O'Mara alone, 51.6% of Manhattanville's total points this season, and when you add in Jen and Nance, 69.4. That's for the Colonials. Bradshaw and Baldelli, a combined 58.9% of the team's total points this season, and adding in Caroline Galligan, that number rises to 76.8%. So the trios will play a large role determining the outcome of today's game, as we are again just moments away from the opening draw. Gino to take for Manhattanville. Referee checking their sticks.
Just quickly to touch on that again, we mentioned it at the very top. O'Mara 7 goals, Weiss 4 and 3 in the last game, and Jen and Nance 3 goals in the last game. So they've all season long just been firing away and firing on all cylinders, and looking to continue it today as they're coming right down at the very beginning.
O'Mara adding to her team-leading now 42 draw controls on the season. Gino squaring off with Baldelli on that opening draw, as Manhattanville with possession here. New this season, women's lacrosse, the shot clock, 90 seconds from first clear possession. Manhattanville now under 65 on the shot clock, something to keep an eye on throughout the game. Not many shot clock violations this season, but there have been a few here and there. So a little less pressure on the defense this season, obviously with both teams with a relatively limited amount of time to shoot. as Weiss possesses on the far side. Cross for Nance. Nance fights through traffic. Back for Weiss. Pulls it out with 37 seconds to go and a stoppage here. So we'll have a free position attempt upcoming with 28:53 left here in the first half.
And Manhattanville on the season, 22 of 54 on the free position attempts, just over 40%. So an area where they've been mildly successful in, but obviously room to improve.
It's a quick additional delay as the shot clock had reset, but now resets back to the 35 seconds that it was previously at. As Weiss awaits the whistle. Weiss on a goal, and she scores! So Carly Weiss, we mentioned her and O'Mara trading the team lead for goals on and off. Well, Weiss has tied her now with 30 goals on the season as Manhattanville, 67 seconds in, takes the 1-0 lead as Weiss beats Sawicki. That is senior beating freshman on that free position shot.
And that was just a case of really, that was the only option. She only had, you know, 1 or 2 options to pass off to on the side, so when in doubt, never a bad play to put it towards the net. And right, just as you said, just over a minute in, a 1-0 lead for the Valiants.
The angle of that free position attempt almost head-on, certainly helping, as you will see a fair amount of free position attempts coming from difficult angles that almost require a pass, or at the very least a very difficult angle, low percentage shot on goal. As we are underway once again as Gino controls the draw once again. Manhattanville 2 for 2 thus far. As they will look to extend their lead here as O'Mara possesses, as she awaits the rest of the Manhattanville offense to enter. O'Mara, beautiful move to get around the defense, but nice help by the Colonials on the back end there, forcing the pass back out to Nance. Weiss now on the far side. High net for Leva. Leave out for Rosie DeBellis. Leaving DeBellis a 2-woman game behind the net here. Under 50 on the clock now. Shot clock, excuse me. Pass goes off, Leva's stick. Rolling out to the area of Gino and Baldelli. So we have a whistle here, stopping the clock. As the shot clock will reset for Manhattanville here.
And that was a good job by Machen getting back to the line before Westcon player was able to pick it up. So good job getting back and keeping possession.
Nice hustle play there by Machen, and Mara splits the defense and her shot goes wide. O'Mara going through what looked about 5 Colonial defenders there, something we've seen her do a number of times this season. Freshman showing no fear in the face of a numbers disadvantage. But again, the shot going wide as the Colonials will take over here with 27:52 left on the clock. Colonials look to clear for the first time today. Loose ball controlled by Manhattanville. The clear unsuccessful there for the Colonials.
And this has kind of been a staple for Manhattanville the last few games. Their defense has been swarming. The last game I was at wasn't able to make it on Monday, but I believe it was last Saturday we had the game. They were always there in swarming defense and causing turnovers. They did here, as that goal will not count.
Whistle before the shot by O'Mara. It will be a free position attempt once again. O'Mara to take this one. As you mentioned before, Weiss's previous free position almost head-on. This one about as head-on as it gets for O'Mara.
But she does have options. She has the Bellis down on the right side, right by the goal. So that's an option to pass if she wants to. She has Weiss over there as well.
So Sawicki with a number of Valiants to think about here. As we have another minor delay as we will reset the shot clock here in a matter of moments. Shot clock reset to 84, so 20 seconds added to it. As O'Mara again awaiting the restart whistle. Sawicki stick ready, O'Mara in. O'Mara shoots and scores. So with a triple team closing in, O'Mara showing excellent stick control that time as she Less than 2 minutes after Weiss ties her with 30 goals, O'Mara takes the lead right back. Her 31st goal of the season, 2-0 Manhattanville, 27-24 left in the opening half.
And it's been all about possession right from the draw controls. Manhattanville's controlled both the draws, not allowed Westcon to get possession, and as a result, they've just held the ball virtually the entire game, aside from, I think, really a few seconds Westcon had it, but just keeping possession, when Westcon did have the ball, getting to the ball carrier, forcing a turnover, and it's just been all Manhattanville to this point.
Westcon with a single unsuccessful clear attempt, their only real possession of the game thus far, off of the wide shot for Manhattanville a few minutes ago, as a whistle will give Westcon possession here, just as O'Mara was about to control another draw. So it's Samantha Lawler now for Westcon, as they will look to set up their offense really for the first time today. Never really got a chance off the unsuccessful clearance on their previous possession. Michaela Ramos with it now. She'll leave for Lauren Bradshaw. Again, Bradshaw, team leading 30 points. Second with 17 goals, just behind Baldelli's 22. Is flying in off the sideline is Kelly Lorenko, freshman midfielder out of New Milford, Connecticut. Pass in front and a shot and a score. 26:31 left in this one as Westcon gets right back in and off a beautiful cut and shot.
And that was Molly Morrison who ended up cutting in and getting a good pass. Not sure, didn't see who made the pass, but a beautiful pass in front, good set play, and Westcon right back in it, 2-1.
Looks like Bradshaw will be credited with the assist. That gives her 14 on the season, 10 clear of the next closest Colonial. That's Baldelli with 4. So Bradshaw to Morrison makes it a 2-1 game here with 26:31 left in the first half. Again, that's the first shot attempt of the game on Bella Marchicelli. Again, first start in several weeks for Manhattanville. Alex Breen doing well in relief duty the last several games as Nance in on goal, and immediately we have another whistle and another free position attempt for Nance.
That's almost, if you're Nance, you almost don't even want that free position attempt. She looks like she was cutting to the middle and getting ready to be in a position to bury one. So, again, this is a difficult angle, as you alluded to earlier. We're going to have some difficult angle free position attempts, so this is going to be one here.
Here's the whistle for the restart. Nance in. Her shot blocked. And Westcon will take over here. Not sure if that shot ever made its way completely to Sawicki or one of a swarm of Colonial defenders got in the way. But it will be Westcon possession nonetheless, as Sawicki surveying her options here. She does have a limited amount of time in which to clear the zone here, so a nice shot by the Manhattanville defense, not really affording Sawicki a number of options here.
We're 15 seconds into the shot clock, and still she still has the ball on her stick, so got to move it soon, as we're already just about close to 30 seconds down, and now a turnover.
Sawicki's pass over the head of Bradshaw, and O'Mara comes away with the loose ball, working her way through a series of defenders, Baldelli and Bradshaw in the area for the Colonials. Relief for Weiss. Weiss in front for Leva. No one in front of her. Leva's shot might have been blocked by Ramos.
And that was O'Mara's team-leading 30th ground ball of the year, so she's getting to the dirty areas, getting after loose balls on the ground.
Westcon now with possession as the high pass. Nice snag that time by Bradshaw just to corral that, and right as I say that, knocked out of her stick, but Westcon will retain here.
That was O'Mara again with a stick, looking for another ground ball. Not able to come away with it this time, but it's been aggressive on defense.
Westcon with it once again, looking to tie things here. We are under 25 minutes here in the opening half. Morgan Moore, sophomore out of Meriden, with it now for the Colonials. Guarded closely by Leva. Pass in front, shot, and another score. So Moore showing excellent patience that time, absorbing Leva's tight defense as we await the official stick check here. Galligan getting credit with the tying goal, 24-37 left in the opening half here. So both teams finding success early on. 4 goals in the opening 5:23 here, as Gino awaiting the 5th draw of this opening half now.
And for Gilligan, that is her 18th of the year, so the freshman very much contributing to this point for WestCon in the season.
As WestCon comes away with their first draw control of the game. Amber Andrews now bringing it into the offensive zone. She'll circle around behind net. Not sure if she sees White behind her, but gets it away. More in. No shot. Whistle before the potential goal, as we have
No goal, offensive foul.
an offensive foul on the Colonials. So bit of a break that time, waving off the Moore goal. As now Marchicelli will restart for Manhattanville.
Now
As
we
the
have another shot clock issue, I believe, that has now been resolved, and we're set to resume play. And both teams at this point having a goal waved off.
I believe the game clock and shot clock had both restarted before the official whistle, but in any case, O'Mara now bringing it over. Right up the middle of the field. Ahead for Leva. Leva shot. High, but a whistle, I believe, before the shot.
I think that's going to be a free position attempt for Manhattanville.
That does appear to be the case.
Leva in the last game against Alvernia with 3 goals, so she's been scoring not quite at the pace as O'Mara, Weiss, and Nance, but a solid contributor on the scoreboard this season.
Leva from almost straight on, looking to get Manhattanville lead again, and she does. So Leva going high on Sawicki, making it 3-2.
Scored by number 12, Christina.
23-46 now left in the opening half, as Manhattanville less than 45 seconds after WestCon ties the game takes the lead right back off the Leva free position goal. So Manhattanville taking advantage of their free position attempts so far this afternoon.
I believe 2 of 3 today, and coming into the season, mentioned earlier, they're at about 40%, so obviously a good start success-wise on the free position attempts, and something that they can improve on. Have been solid this season, but definitely room for improvement all around.
There's a battle for the draw, finally snared by O'Mara. Nice spin move to get around Bradshaw that time. And she'll set up the Manhattanville offense once again. Another stoppage, another whistle, I should say.
And another free position attempt, I believe.
.23-27 left on the clock. Nance to take, once again, much better angle than last time. A little bit off-center to the far side.
It has options to her left. She has O'Mara, Weiss, and Leva, but that works too.
Taking it yourself, never a bad idea, as Nance with her second, or her first, I should say, of the game, excuse me. So 4 goals by 4 different goal scorers in the first 5 minutes and 34, or 6 minutes and 34 seconds, excuse me, as WestCon takes a timeout here, as Manhattanville quickly regains their 2-goal lead after WestCon had tied at 2.
And that is for Nance, her 29th of the year. So, I believe all 3 of the big 3 for Manhattanville have a goal at this point, or O'Mara may not have one of them. But regardless, a solid start for them, just over 6 minutes in, and a 4-2 lead. Definitely the start you want to get off to.
Weiss, O'Mara, Nance, the big 3, as we mentioned, and Leva, all with goals in this one. So that 69.4 percentage of points by the big 3, and by the way, 71.2% of their goals this season. Well, the big 3 have 3 of 4 today, so 71.2 as of now, climbing just a little bit. So Manhattanville again a 4-2 lead here, 23-26 left in this Good Friday non-conference battle here at GoValiants.com field the first of a scheduled 3 sports this weekend. As the Manhattanville baseball team again, 2 o'clock this afternoon, a MAC Freedom matchup with the FDU Florham Devils. And the Valiant softball team with 3 MAC Freedom Conference championships in the last 4 years, with a conference game of their own also against those Devils of FDU Florham. That a doubleheader scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. And as you say, with just about anything in the Northeast, weather permitting, as the rain for now holding off here in the Northeast. We are set for the restart here following the Westcon timeout. Gino again to take the opening draw. Referee making sure, of course, that the sticks are at legal positions. And the ground ball controlled by more of the Colonials. And a near turnover that time, but a nice possession save by Amber Andrews. Got Weiss trailing close behind as a triple team closing in. Ball knocked free and controlled by Weiss. She'll lead for Marchicelli, and Marchicelli quickly ahead as Manhattanville clears midfield, and the clearance is successful as DeStasio in and almost got a shot away, but the ball knocked free as the Colonials come back with it once again. Morrison coming away with the ground ball that time, and a hard foul from behind that time by Lexi DeLeo as she all but ran over Andrews trying to clear the zone. As the Colonials will maintain possession here. Andrews with it once again. There's it ahead for Galligan. 65 seconds on the shot clock. Galligan's pass blocked and controlled by O'Mara as she immediately runs over a Colonial. Clock stop with 22:08. As O'Mara took about a step, maybe a step and a half before a scary looking collision. Glad to see everyone is, of course, up and okay. As O'Mara starts with it once again. Crosses midfield, throws ahead for Leva. Manhattanville clearance successful. Leva leaves for Weiss. Weiss called for an offensive foul that time. So the ball going back to the Colonials before Weiss could even get a shot off. Colonials starting up with it once again as Bradshaw clears midfield and successfully clears for the Valiants. For the Colonials, excuse me. Valiants defense looking to get back in position here.
And we talked about it again, good job defending, getting in front of the ball carrier, cutting off the pass to the net, and they've been doing it multiple times in most of the game, but particularly in the last minute or two.
Baldelli came in close on Marchicelli, but had to pull back as the Valiant defense closed quickly. 58 seconds on the shot clock here, a bit of a skip that time. Colonial still with it. 50 now on the shot clock. Crossing into Marchicelli, the shot and a score. Morgan Moore fighting through the contact and beating Marchicelli with 21:09 left in the first half. So the trend continues in 2-goal spurts thus far. Valiant started with 2, Colonials answered with 2, Valiants answered with 2, and now the Colonials looking to equalize once again with 2 of their own, as Moore taking care of the first one.
And this is kind of a game that I really kind of expected it to be, a bit of a back and forth. I think these teams are pretty evenly matched. Both teams close to identical records on the season. And both in Manhattanville, a good, better offensive team, but for Western Connecticut, a good team all around. So I think it's going to be an even match game. It's going to come down to definitely late in the second half.
These two teams are indeed tied all time with 4 wins apiece in the head-to-head matchup. Colonials again taking the last 2 in 2013 and 2015. As O'Mara quickly up the far side and will leave now for Machen. I mentioned before, Machen and Madison Gino, members of both the lacrosse and women's hockey teams here at Manhattanville. As Rosie DeBellis will now leave for Nance. Back for O'Mara, back to Machen. Under 60 on the shot clock. They go for Weiss. Weiss for a cutting Nance pass a little behind her. Leva trailing the play, got a stick on it, but couldn't corral it. Ball still loose. Still loose on the ground, and a whistle will stop play, and a push will be called on Manhattanville that time.
That was a good idea by Weiss. She saw Nance cutting to the middle. Good pass would have led her in a perfect position, but the pass just a little bit behind her, not able to tee it up.
We've seen those cutting plays from a number of Valiants lead to goals this season. Again, that pass just a little behind the senior out of California as the Colonials will restart here. And right at midfield, we have a foul on DeBellis. Tried to poke it free from Bradshaw. We go under 20 minutes left in the first half. Bradshaw circles around behind Marchicelli. Now comes back to the far side. Under 60 on the clock now. Shot clock, I should say. It's Baldelli possesses on the near side. We're still with it in on Marchicelli. Shot off the pipe. Loose ball. Still loose, and a whistle here will award Manhattanville possession.
And that was a good job in that scrum by Gino. She almost looks like a basketball player boxing out, not allowing the Westcon player to get possession. And a dangerous play, like you said, off the post. But fortunately for Manhattanville, able to keep it out of the back of the net.
Looks like Baldelli just missed that time. So again, the Valiants maintaining their 4-3 lead as Marchicelli sets out and throws it right to a Colonial as Weiss quickly knocks it away. And it goes right to Bradshaw. Bradshaw shot scores. So Marchicelli threw it right to Baldelli, who had it knocked away by Weiss, but the ball rolled right into the stick of Bradshaw. And at 18:59, the game of 2-0 runs continues as the Colonials have again answered Manhattanville here, as we are now at 4-all here in the first half.
That was just an errant pass by Marchicelli. Really, I mean, she put it right on the stick of the Westcon player, able to come down, and ball got knocked out, but ended up right on the stick of Bradshaw, and she able to take it in and put it in to tie the game.
Let's not discredit the defensive play by Weiss that time, sprinting back and knocking that ball loose. Just unfortunate for Manhattanville that the ball rolled right to Bradshaw. Weiss with an outstanding effort to even create the loose ball situation. But sometimes luck is better than skill, and Bradshaw the beneficiary of the right place, being in the right place at the right time. As the draw controlled by the Colonials that time is Nance. A little bit too much contact that time, will be awarded a yellow card with 18:49 left in the first half. Again, just like soccer, 2 yellow cards and you are out of the game. So with 48 minutes plus left to go in this one, Nance will now have to be careful for the rest of the game. We've already seen this season a number of double yellow cards turned ejections.
We had a few of them in the bar game. I believe it was O'Mara and Weiss, Manhattanville's top 2 scorers. We saw both out of the game by the middle of the second half, so they ended up losing that game, playing 2 players down, 2 of your best players down particularly. Never a good recipe for success.
Manhattanville comes away with it as the attempted cut by the Colonials unsuccessful, as Weiss will be brought back several yards and will throw it across for Gino. 75 seconds left on the shot clock. Gino across midfield to the far side. Pass controlled by Weiss. She will clear successfully for the Valiants. Looking to set up their offense once again.
And a Westcon player down. Not sure what happened. She looked like she just fell backwards. There was no contact there, which is always scary when somebody goes down with no contact. But hopefully, I'm not sure who it is yet. Hopefully, they are able to make it off the field and under their own power.
Injured Colonial surrounded by several teammates as training members coming onto the field now. Game clock stop 17:55 in the opening half. We are going to step aside for just a minute as the injured Colonial is attended to. We'll be back in a few minutes. You are listening to Manhattanville Women's Lacrosse. Don't go anywhere. I saw the initial contact and then the second. Might have been the second that did it.
No, the second one's no.
So, 10, 15? I can't even tell what that is. All right. All right. And we are back. Molly Morrison, the injured Colonial, being assisted off the field now as Manhattanville will retain possession with 55 seconds on the shot clock. O'Mara, nice cut at the center of the field to get around Bradshaw.
And that was just good to see Morrison walk off under her own power because, like I said earlier, if somebody goes down with a non-contact injury, you always fear the worst, but it doesn't look to be too serious. It might have just been a rolled ankle or something to that effect, so good to see if she was able to get up and walk off.
So O'Mara, again off the restart, 45 seconds on the shot clock, throws it across to the far side for Weiss, and back for Leva. Weiss might have taken her eye off that one.
She may have not been expecting it. She looked like she was getting ready to cut towards the middle and looked up and the pass was coming her way. Regardless, Western Connecticut takes possession.
As Machin applying some pressure, flying in from the far side. As Mackenzie Kaiser, the freshman out of Northford, Connecticut, run across midfield. DeBellis knocked it free, and Machin comes away with it. So a nice defensive play there by Rosie DeBellis.
It's a great defensive play by DeBellis. She stayed with her the entire way. Now O'Mara coming down looking for the offensive opportunity.
O'Mara off the, not sure if that went off the stick or the crossbar that time.
I believe so Wiki got that with the very top of her stick.
Definitely reacted like it hit a crossbar, but again, the top of the stick could have created a similar trajectory for the ball.
Could have been both, who knows?
As Nance, off her first yellow card, comes back into the game now, so Manhattanville at full power here in the offensive zone. 60 seconds on the shot clock. DeBellis had it knocked free, but a whistle will create another free possession attempt. DeBellis to take it for her first free position of the game, looking to give Manhattanville the lead once again. DeBellis' shot scores!
That's only fitting, considering she made the defensive play cause the turnover. It's only right that she gets the goal and puts Manhattanville back up by 1.
Do good things and good things happen. Rosie DeBellis makes it 5-4 with 16:24 left in this one, of course. As we await the official stick check, the stick is legal. As the Manhattanville sideline showing their appreciation for the freshman out of Poughkeepsie. As again, you mentioned DeBellis creating the turnover that time as Machin then brought it back into the zone. And some excellent stick control and moves by O'Mara, creating the free position attempt. We are again waiting the opening draw. controlled by the Colonials. O'Mara fighting close, and whistle will stay with the Colonials here. 70 seconds left on the shot clock as we approach 16 minutes left in this opening half. Again, 5 for Manhattanville as a whistle as a Colonial was entering the zone that time. We'll have a free position attempt for the Colonials this time, as they look to tie the game. 15:57 left on the clock. Shauna Marchicelli, bounce shot, goes wide.
I believe that went off the stick of a Manhattanville player. There was a few of them, 2 or 3, trying to get their stick in the way. I believe it went off of one.
Looked like that was Morgan Moore on the free position attempt. As the Colonials will maintain possession here. We approach 15:30 on the game clock, under 70 on the shot clock. Have a whistle and another free position attempt for the Colonials. Looks like Baldelli will take this one from just about head on with Marchicelli.
And that was, again, O'Mara looking for the defensive play. It looks like a good defensive play, but a little too aggressive. Got whistled for the foul and a free position attempt for Westcon.
Going to the restart, the shot and a score for Brooke Baldelli. Game with a team leading 22 goals, and she adds to that.
Western Connecticut goal for the 17, Brooke Baldelli.
We are at 5-5 with 15:25. Fives all around here at GoValiants.com field. And again, you mentioned the defensive play by O'Mara. We've seen some excellent defensive plays by O'Mara, DeBellis, and Weiss, all listed midfielders or attack for this Valiant squad. So defensive contributions from your offense, usually a recipe for success.
That's an underrated part of their game. They've all season long been solid defensively. Obviously giving up the 5 goals here early, but for the most part this season been very much contributing on the back end, keeping the ball out of the net.
As the draw controlled briefly by Nance, had it knocked out of her stick, but a whistle for an infraction on the Colonials, as Nance will maintain here. And that's a nice spin move to create some space on Baldelli. Another whistle, and Nance advancing, or tried to advance a little too quickly that time. Referee calling her back. Nance ahead now for O'Mara. O'Mara waits and leaves for Weiss. Weiss over to DeBellis. On the net for Leva. Right back to DeBellis. DeBellis looked for O'Mara, cutting in front, couldn't find her, but Leva finds space and scores.
A beautiful pass by DeBellis right from behind the net, right in front to a cutting Leva. Put her in a great position, able to bury it, and Manhattanville takes the lead right back.
Freshman finding senior.
Second of the game, scored by number 12, Christina.
So Leva with her second of the game that time. We mentioned and have continued to mention the big three of Weiss, O'Mara, and Nance. Leva joining them as a significant offensive threat as of late. We mentioned the 3 goals last game and 2 already in just over 15 minutes this afternoon. Manhattanville right back in front, 6-5. In this tightly contested game here at GoValiant.com field on this windy Good Friday afternoon here in Purchase, New York.
Nothing will be as windy as St. Patrick's Day. I don't know if you were up here for that, but that was probably pushing 30 to 40 mile-an-hour winds, and quite frankly a bit colder as well, so this is nothing to me.
No rain in the forecast is the biggest plus right now.
Yeah, going to be cloudy, overcast skies, but they should not open up, and we'll hope it stays that way.
An infraction on, looks like Manhattanville, as the referee's arm is pointing Westcon's way here. So you'll await the restart here. perhaps not. The referee was pointing, it seemed, the way of the Colonials, but it were the Valiants who brought into the zone.
Weiss that time trying to force her way through about 3 defenders, not able to do so, and results in a loose ball and a turnover as WestCon will take over.
WestCon now will start the possession.
DeBellis again being aggressive on defense, looking to cause a turnover, not able to that time, but making her presence felt.
10 seconds gone on the shot clock. Valiant's doing a nice job of not allowing the Colonials to enter the zone just yet, as DeBellis again getting in the way of an attempted pass by Morrison as Machen knocks the ball free and comes away with it as Machen takes a huge push to the back. Mackenzie Kaiser sending Machen to the ground. We have a whistle and a yellow card on Kaiser. So both teams now dealing with yellow cards in the first half here as Kaiser will head to the sideline. So Machen awaiting the restart now. Machen around Baldelli. Set up the offense here for Manhattanville. Leaves for Bella Constantino, freshman out of Washingtonville, New York. I believe first time we mentioned Constantino's name today. Constantino and Weiss, 2-woman game. Now to the far side for Nance. Nance inside. Leva had a wide open shot, but couldn't control the ball. But O'Mara flying in, saving the possession for Manhattanville with 50 seconds left on the shot clock. Under 13 now in the first half as Weiss in the zone, and another whistle. Should be another free position attempt, and it is. Weiss.
And that pass across kind of reminded me of when Weiss was trying to hit Nance on the cutting pass earlier that didn't connect, and this time Leva trying to get it, but again the pass not able to get it on her stick and not give her an attempt to get the shot on goal. But Weiss now with another free position attempt. She scored on her first one.
Big difference with this possession as Weiss in and scores. As Weiss makes it 7-5, awaiting the stick check here with 12:55. As I was about to say, the big difference between the first unsuccessful cut and this one was O'Mara saving the possession, creating Weiss's free position attempt. As Weiss now makes it 7-5 Manhattanville with 12:55 left in the opening half.
And we mentioned it again, they're going back and forth, trading the team leading goals, and Weiss and O'Mara both now tied at 31 on the season.
You hold Melissa O'Mara to 1 goal if you're WestCon. You might look at that as a win, but then you look at Christina Leva, now with 5 goals in her last 2 games, stepping up for the Valiants as well. Again, O'Mara has only 42 minutes and change left to add to that 1 goal, so we shall see how the rest of the game progresses. She comes away with it and right in on goal. My goodness! Melissa O'Mara! Not sure if she could hear me from all the way up here, if she was sure acting like she did that time. Right off the draw, sprinting around the defense and easily beating Sawicki that time. 8-5 Manhattanville, the first 3-goal lead of the game for the Valiants.
And that was just a thing of beauty. Give me the ball, I'm going to go right down the middle, take it to the net, and there's nothing anybody's going to do to stop me, and she sure had to like it. And with her 2nd goal of the game, like you said, an 8-5 lead.
And again, the team lead in goals regained as well. 32 now on the season for the freshman out of Huntington, New York. Even if she were not to score again for the rest of the game, that's still a 4-goal per game average for the freshman. So
she is, like you said, just a freshman, so we have potentially 3 more years of Melissa O'Mara taking over the lacrosse field.
As pass couldn't be corralled by O'Mara. Constantino tried to save the possession, but the Colonials coming away with it as they will look to clear, and they do. Looks like Amber Andrews on the far side. O'Mara coming back, nearly poked that free from Baldelli. Wind picking up here at Bovance.com field as well.
It is a good thing we have this 10 tied down, otherwise it might be on the middle of the field right now.
As a whistle with 11:58 and 62 currently on the shot clock for the Colonials. It is a free position attempt for Lauren Bradshaw here from the near side. Not an impossible angle, but less than ideal perhaps. And of course, as I say that, Bradshaw buries one for an 8-6 game.
And she made it ideal. She was off to the side a little bit, cut towards the middle, moving from right to left, and able to put it in over the shoulder of Marchicelli.
As you said, yes, Bradshaw making that an ideal angle as she quickly, with her first 2 steps, cut towards the middle of the field, creating a much more optimal angle and beating Marchicelli again for the 6th Colonials goal of the game, as they will look to respond to Manhattanville's first 3-goal lead of the day here.
This is a bit of an offensive outburst for WestCon coming into the game. They only average 11.5 goals a game, already with 6, with just under 12 minutes to go in the first half. So well on their way to passing their average per game for the year, and they're going to need to do that to keep up with Manhattanville's offense, who is averaging just under 16 goals a game.
O'Mara with another draw control. A little bit tighter defense this time, as O'Mara just inside the right pipe. That looked like it was going wide. As it is an official goal, there was appeared to be a little bit of a delay that time, but the referees are indeed checking O'Mara's stick, and it does appear to be a good goal. So O'Mara with a first half hat trick and a 9-6 lead for Manhattanville. O'Mara again coming in, leading the MAC Freedom in both goals and points per game so far this season, and maintaining that pace thus far here this afternoon.
Maybe on her pace to score more goals than the last game. Last game she had 7, so we will see. Still a lot of time left, 3 goals, and if she keeps up this pace, she very well may have the opportunity.
As Nance with the draw control that time. And speaking of last game and speaking of Nance, she had a hat trick to become just the 14th player in school history to record 100 career points. So congratulations to Jenna. A whistle now, is it? Here's the referees might have been counting the players on the field with a series of hand motions that time. Clock stop with 70 on the shot clock, 11:22 on the game clock. Manhattanville will maintain here. Weiss on the far side. Swung across now for DeBellis. Machen looking for Leva. Nice defense that time.
Leva was cutting to the middle. I believe it was Morgan Moore who blocked the attempt for the pass coming in the middle. So good job defensively by WestCon.
Pass went high for Nance. Leva got a stick on it. Loose ball controlled by Samantha Lawler. We have looks like a shove called on Manhattanville, as WestCon and Lauren Bradshaw will clear successfully here. Pass up ahead, shot in on Marchicelli, goes wide. That from Brooke Baldelli's stick, as we have a push called on, looks like Lexi DeLeo that time, will create a free position attempt for Baldelli.
And just prior to that, Kelly Lorenko was down towards the goal all by herself. I think she was waving her stick in the air too, looking for a pass, and Whoever had the ball for WestCon didn't see it regardless. They have a free position attempt.
Clock's up with 10:33 to go as the bounce shot by Baldelli saved by Marchicelli. So Baldelli tried to go low. Marchicelli denied her as O'Mara quick to clear the zone. Pass ahead for DeBellis. Nice defense that time by Molly Gallagher, shutting off any potential shot attempt. Manhattanville maintains 75 seconds on the shot clock here. Back out now up top for Weiss. Guarded closely. Looks like by Galligan. Whistle on a foul on Galligan as Weiss in. Waits, thought about a shot. So we have a stoppage here. Another free position attempt for Weiss. She will look to give Manhattanville their first 4-goal lead of the afternoon here.
And keep your eye on Nance. She's down on the right side all by herself. If Weiss elects not to take the shot, I would think that's where she's going to go for the pass. And
the Colonials finally setting someone over Nance's way as she will now clear the zone as a series of movement occurring here as the shot and a score by Weiss. And a near late hit that time. So Weiss joins O'Mara, first half hat tricks. So 10-6 Manhattanville now with 9:47 left here in the opening half.
It's just, I mean, we mentioned it at the top, we mentioned it throughout the broadcast, it's the top-heavy nature of Manhattanville. It's Weiss and O'Mara and Nance all getting involved offensively, and for WestCon, if they want to have a chance to get back in this and try to get a win, they're going to have to figure something out in terms of slowing those three ladies down. Maybe not stop them entirely, but have to limit their production offensively.
Or at least force other options to step up in cases like that, as we've seen Leva do this afternoon.
Leva, DeBellis been good, particularly defensively, and they've been getting contributions up and down the lineup to this point.
And again, Nance and Weiss, both seniors. But again, O'Mara, DeBellis, Madison Gino, Constantino, all freshmen. So they, if they all stay, again with 3 more years together here, will certainly keep the Manhattanville offense strong even after Weiss and Nance graduate at season's end. It's Manhattanville again with possession here, under 70 on the shot clock. Weiss up top, calling out a play here, directing traffic. Pass low formation, but no one in the zone, so Mage with time to control. Back for DeBellis. DeBellis behind the net. 50 seconds on the shot clock. Might be looking for Constantino on a cut. Machin trailing behind. WestCon sniffing out. WestCon ready for a number of cuts here, as Nance might have slipped a bit, but maintains her footing. North now for Weiss, 35 on the shot clock, ahead for Leva. Leva's shot goes high, might have been deflected by a Colonial. Under 30 minutes on the shot clock. Machin off the restart! Scores!
And there was a WestCon player who had her back turned to the referee, was looking like she was not sure what was going on. Machin grabbed the ball, ran right out in front, and put it in.
Machin taking advantage of the situation. Might have looked like the Colonial defender was awaiting a restart, perhaps. But Machin, as you mentioned, around the defense like they were standing still. Now 11-6 Manhattanville as their lead slowly but surely increasing here. We mentioned the 2 early ties at 2 and 4 all. But Manhattanville, since then, now a 7-2 run. Opening up this cushion here with 8:32 left in the first half. So Machin, another senior, joining Leva, Nance, and Weiss on the score sheet today. As O'Mara nearly came away with a one-handed draw control and had it knocked out of her stick, but whistle called as O'Mara will retain possession here for the Valiants. There's a cross for Weiss. Weiss will clear to set up Manhattanville once again. Back now for O'Mara. Now Nance. Nance around the defense, in on goal, her shot. Whistled before the shot could be attempted. It was blocked in front, it looked like, by a Colonial, but...
Good to see something we didn't mention, Molly Morrison back on the field, so it turns out that whatever caused her to go down earlier, not too serious. Good to see she was able to return.
Wind again, picking up here at GoValiants.com field as we await the restart. The entire tent shaking a little bit.
That is why we have the bungee cords.
Bit of a delay here. Nance hit with her second yellow card.
She is done.
So the Valiants will be down, or not down, but without the services of Nance for the rest of the afternoon. So Nance playing extremely well over the first 22 minutes even, 8 minutes exactly left in the first half. But the Colonials now, with one less member of the big three to worry about, Weiss and O'Mara, now the two members left in this game for Manhattanville's high-scoring trio.
And that's something that we talked about. Manhattanville, you talking about contributions from up and down the line. If you're going to have to get those contributions now that Nance is out of the game from other areas, you can't just rely on O'Mara and Weiss to get it all. And they've done a good job to this point. They leave it with a couple goals, I believe, and they've been getting those contributions. So, and Machen obviously earlier was one as well. So they've been getting the contributions, but it's going to have to be picked up even more so now that Nance is out of the game.
As the Colonials in on Marchicelli, in front, Bradshaw scores. So Colonials instantly taking advantage of the double yellow card to Nance. Less than 30 seconds off the restart, crawling back a little closer, now 11-7.
And that was just good passing in front. They moved it well, creating space, creating time, and find the open player in front and able to put it in, and we are now down to a 4-goal game.
So Bradshaw, a multi-goal game. Bradshaw, the junior out of Bethel, Connecticut, one of 5 juniors on this Colonial team. The elder stateswoman of this Colonial team, again with no seniors. The 10 freshmen and 3 sophomores, as Manhattanville now taking a timeout off the goal by Bradshaw. Again, a quick reminder, Valiants are back in action at Rutgers University Camden at 5 o'clock on April 4th, kicking off MAC Freedom Conference play 3 days later, April 7th at 1 o'clock against Kings. And their conference home opener against the FDU Florham Devils, 6 o'clock on April 11th. And of course, FDU Florham baseball and softball teams will be here at Manhattanville this weekend with a MAC Freedom baseball game scheduled for roughly an hour from now, 2 o'clock at Manhattanville Field, and a doubleheader tomorrow between the softball teams.
It was a little bit of a question coming into today whether or not they would get this baseball game in, but it appears as though they are going to do so. The FDU team arrived just a little bit ago. They are clearing off the field, clearing the tarps off the field, I should say, so it looks like those games are going to be able to be played, which is obviously huge for conference games.
Valiants with a series of non-conference games postponed due to snow and or rain already this season. So getting these conference games in extremely crucial. Of course, the beauty of a lacrosse field, it's turf, and they have the ability to play in rain had it fallen this afternoon. As the teams break from the timeout. Kayla Teleski, a freshman out of Hicksville, New York. Now in the offensive zone for Manhattanville. As Gino back out to midfield. She has for every draw control here this afternoon.
And has been successful. Manhattanville leading in draw controls 12 to 6. So Gino doing a good job on the draw controls to this point, and another one for Manhattanville.
Make it 13-6, and who else but O'Mara picking it up. As we have a whistle and a foul on Bradshaw that time. Might have gotten a little too close to O'Mara. The game restarts as Weiss controls on the far side. Weiss from Machen. Now Teleski. Teleski out. Pass almost intercepted. Trying to get it to O'Mara, but O'Mara tracks it down. That was Bradshaw again getting in O'Mara's area and nearly created the turnover, but Manhattanville does maintain under 40 seconds now on the shot clock. Machen behind net. Cross for Weiss. Teleski cutting in front, but guarded well. Leva around the defense. Her shot goes wide. Under 30 on the shot clock now. Now under 20 as Machen throws it out for O'Mara. O'Mara, nice spin move into the zone.
I believe an offensive foul, so going to be going the other way. As that will be, if it's in, oh no, free position. I was going to say that would have been Manhattanville's 13th turnover, but going to be a free position attempt for O'Mara. I saw the referee pointing in the other direction, so thought it was going to go WestConn's way.
But it is indeed O'Mara to take the free position attempt here. O'Mara cuts across, shot goes high. Manhattanville with it, but under 10 on the shot clock now. As the shot clock was never stopped as the referee was waving back Machen.
So they're going to put 4 seconds back on, have to get it off quickly, but bobbled by Weiss, and she's got to let it go.
O'Mara unable to get it off, so the first shot clock violation of the game here comes just past the 24-minute mark. We mentioned again the shot clock's new this year. Not many shot clock violations, but again you will see them at points throughout the game and or season. So 24 minutes in, excuse me, make it 1 for this afternoon. As WestConn now with a chance to crawl back within 3 goals once again. Kelly Lorenko at the top now swung across to the aforementioned Bradshaw. Bradshaw on the near side. Leva giving her some solid space. Under 50 on the shot clock. Bradshaw now thought about trying to get past Leva. Pass across, loose ball.
That was a good job defensively that time by Skanga, not allowing the pass inside. That would have been essentially a point-blank opportunity for WestConn, but a good job defensively by her and by Leva, denying the opportunity.
And the Valiants do indeed come away with possession here. Win picking up once again here at GoValiants.com field.
And I just saved this thing from going over the top. This thing almost flipped over. We need some bungee cords for the back legs, so.
70 seconds left on the shot clock now for Manhattanville. O'Mara with it.
Z very well may have to hold down this 10.
O'Mara still with it, crossing the field to the far side. Constantino couldn't control it. Ball batted ahead by Kelly Martin, freshman out of Suffield, Connecticut. We have a push called on Manhattanville. WestConn will maintain here as Machen guarding Martin closely.
Good job defensively by Machen, forcing it back, forcing get it back to the defense as Kaiser had to take that pass. And Manhattanville to this point in the last few minutes, really picked it up defensively, and another turnover there, pause turnover.
Huge collision that time, giving Manhattanville possession as DeLeo brings it across.
And that will be the 8th cost turnover by the Valiants in this point, so they've been very active on the defensive end.
Pass across for O'Mara. Up the far side now, her shot, save made by Sawicki. Nice job by Sawicki denying a rather point-blank range opportunity by O'Mara, who again getting around the defense, and a nice move by DeBellis to get around a defender, but the pass for Leva goes high. The clock will be stopped here as
I believe that it was offside. I believe that was DeSazio touching the ball before she was supposed to. Oh, maybe not.
looks like it might have been an infraction on Baldelli for the Colonials that time. So that will reset the shot clock as DeSazio will restart here for Manhattanville. Gets it Ed for Weiss. Weiss now across for Constantino. Under 3 minutes left in the first half. 75 seconds on the shot clock. O'Mara already with a hat trick. Creates another, what appears to be free position attempt. That will indeed be the case. 2:45 left, first half. O'Mara now with an outstanding opportunity to earn her 4th goal of the game. And she does just that. A 4-goal first half for Melissa O'Mara. More importantly, a 5-goal lead once again for Manhattanville. So Manhattanville
goal or 4th game scored by number 4, Melissa O'Mara.
Maintaining a multi-goal cushion here. And an 8-3 run now after the 4-4 tie earlier in this first half.
And that for O'Mara is her 4th goal on 5 shots. So when she does take the shots, they're usually ending up with good results. So 4 goals to this point. Like I said, she had 7 in the last one, and we'll see if she can maybe match or even pass that. Right now, still a long way to go.
2:43 left here in the first half. Gino on the draw with Baldelli, and Baldelli looks like she came away with it, but it ends up with the stick of Weiss. Gets it in for O'Mara. O'Mara with an ankle breaker, sending Morgan Moore to the ground. Now in on goal again. Off the post and in. So O'Mara showing off the footwork and the stick work that time. A 5-goal first half and 2 in about 30 seconds for Melissa O'Mara.
And we saw a goal similar to that the other day. I believe it was Rosie DeBellis, if I'm not mistaken, an ankle breaker of her own against Alvernia. And similar to that play, O'Mara able to bury it for her 5th and a 13-7 lead with just under 2.5 to go in the first half.
No Jenna Nance, no problem, says Manhattanville thus far. As O'Mara now with 35 goals on the season. Her goals per game average, as it stands now, already north of 4 per game. In excellent position to increase that total significantly, with still an entire half to go in this one.
We need to take a look at what the team record for goals in a game is, because she might make a push for it.
I believe it's in the vicinity of 9 or 10. And again, O'Mara in a decent position to, if not break the record, join the top 10 leaderboard. As a shot by Gino goes wide. Manhattanville will maintain here under 70 on the shot clock and under 2 here in the first half. DeBella's with it now.
Team record is 10, by the way, held by 2 players.
As Weiss with another goal. So Weiss and O'Mara keeping their hot start to the season going. So 9 of the 14 goals by Weiss and O'Meara here this afternoon. DeBellis with the assist on that last play as well. So freshman feeding senior.
And Manhattanville, just a few minutes ago, this game was 11-7, and Westcon had just scored a goal, looking to build momentum, see if it seemed like they might be able to get right back in it. But Manhattanville, just like that, in almost a blink of an eye, 3 straight goals, able to create a good amount of a cushion between them and Westcon as they now doubled them up.
Weiss and O'Meara came in with 53.1% of the team's goals on the season. They have about 64% of the team's goals today, 9 of the 14. As the draw will be awarded to Westcon off an infraction by the Valiants. And Manhattanville already with 2 20-plus goal games this season, a 27-0 season opening win over Centenary and a 23-3 win over Elms. Not to mention a 19-9 win over Alvernia here on Tuesday. So the Valiants well on pace for another 20-goal game here. We have a whistle and a bit of a delay here as the referee is just confirming the situation on the field as the pass gets through a pair of Manhattanville sticks that time. Not sure how that made it to Kelly Lorenko, but the Colonials will maintain here, and with the shot clock off, they have the option, if they wanted to hold for the final shot. As a whistle before the shot could be attempted that time, Bradshaw might have been denied a point-blank opportunity. However, she will be awarded a free position attempt. So we already saw that with Manhattanville earlier on, the wide-open, or seemingly wide-open shot turned free position attempt. So Bradshaw looks to answer now for the Colonials, and on Marchicelli, the shot and a score. Lauren Bradshaw makes it 14-8 with 54 seconds left in the first half. So Bradshaw with a hat trick now. She's up to 20 goals on the season. Bradshaw, of course, scored 4 goals on 6 shots.
That is actually Bradshaw's 4th. So up to 31, I believe, on the season now.
Excuse me, so her
or 21, I apologize.
Her 4th of the season, excuse me. No, she scored 4 goals the last time Westcon played. She scored at least 2 goals in every game this season. That streak clearly continuing this afternoon. So 14-8 now for Manhattanville, as O'Meara comes away with another draw control. And it knocked away and controlled now by Bradshaw.
That was Bradshaw, very good defensive play. O'Meara had it coming down the middle, looking like she was heading right for the net. And Bradshaw got the stick on the stick, able to force the ground ball. And now Westcon with a chance to get even a little bit closer before the end of the half.
Manhattanville will definitely enter the half with a lead. Westcon looking for a bit of momentum, though, as a pass in front and a score. So Westcon with 2 goals in about 35 seconds. So Baldelli from Bradshaw.
That will be Baldelli's 2nd and give Bradshaw the assist. And you thought towards the end of the first half, Manhattanville was starting to pull away a little bit. They had 3 straight goals and were able to get up 14-7. And just like that, in the last 35, 40 seconds, Westcon with a couple of goals. And just like that, they're back within striking distance.
You hear it mentioned a lot that basketball is a game of runs. Well, this women's lacrosse game is very much fitting that model here this afternoon. From that 4-4 time, Manhattanville went on a 10-3 run. But now the Colonials answering with 2 at the end of the half, and they still have 22 seconds off this draw. But O'Meara comes away with it again, looking to regain some momentum for Manhattanville as the pass intercepted, was looking for DeBellis. Instead found the stick of Mackenzie Kaiser. As the pass goes wide as with 5 seconds to go, WestCon, if they hurry, might have a chance. But I don't think that shot would have counted, even if it had gone in. So Manhattanville will take a 14-9 lead to the half off a combined 9-goal first half effort by O'Mara and Weiss, continuing their offensive dominance for Manhattanville.
And kind of, like you said, a game of runs back and forth. Manhattanville started to pull away a little bit towards the end of the first half, but WestCon showing that they're not just going to lay down, they're not going to go away easy with a few goals towards the end of the half to get themselves back within 5. So, like I said, I think this game is going to come down to towards the end of the second half, so looks like we're going to have a good second half in store.
We are going to step aside for a few minutes here. As a reminder, everyone, the Manhattanville baseball team in action against FDU Florham in about 45 minutes. Both games will be available, or excuse me, the baseball game will be available on FacebookLive.com, on Facebook Live, excuse me. So we're going to step aside here. As always, you can follow all live stat information at GoValiance.com/live. As both the women's lacrosse and baseball teams will be in action for Manhattanville this afternoon. Don't go anywhere, folks.
O'Mara. Assistant number 10, Rosie DeBellis. Colonials, thank you for attendance at today's game. Please turn to GoValley.com field at April 11th as Manhattanville kicks off its home MAC Freedom schedule for the matchup against FDU Florham beginning next